Imagine having a lifestyle that's so lavish, but you didn't have to do anything in order to receive it. You didn't have to have a full-time job. You didn't have to work so hard just to get into college, university, and graduate and get that dream job that you wanted and start building your empire from there. Well, that pretty much sums up the life of the Kardashians, who basically have had everything handed to them just because of their last name throughout the years. The most important Kardashian out of them all that has definitely made a statement is Kim Kardashian, who is known for being best friends with Paris Hilton, for being married to Kanye West, for having a sex tape with Ray J and having it released, for having a big body transformation where after having children, she looked great as if she didn't have any children. And on top of that, her butt is very well known by our society today, and for some reason, it's the topic of the century. Everybody talks about Kim Kardashian's butt. People go into plastic surgeries to have consultations just so they can achieve the Kim Kardashian butt look, as well as having the face, the contour, the shape. People spend all their money trying to achieve the same look as the Kardashians, when in reality you can look like them, but it'll never be equivalent to being like them and having their name. It's very unfortunate how our society thinks that if they look a certain way, if they dress a certain way, if they change the way they look in order to be like someone that's already famous, that they will eventually be famous the same way that they are. And it's sad because people think that now getting famous, you have to do the most change of yourself in order to become famous. And that means losing yourself in the process and even losing the way you look. And it's very interesting because Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney have had their own transformations throughout the entire seasons, which we see because new trends are always emerging. The way they do their makeup, the way they do their hair. For the most part, they have long jet black hair. Kourtney has her short blonde hair, and people always try achieving the same look that these Kardashians have because they want to hopefully look like them and then hopefully have the same lifestyle as them. It's not that easy, but people are making it seem like it is. People are trying to get more on social media just so they can have their name out. They're trying to be perceived as someone who they're not, and it's very sad that our society thinks that they have to achieve looking or being like someone else and not being themselves. In the end, fame, money, the Kardashians, none of it matters. Somehow our society thinks that it does. Everything is always a trend, and trends eventually end. So there shouldn't be that strive to want to look like them, that strive to want to be like them, especially because these people are so uneducated on all matters that they get most of their money from their 13-season show that is just filled with stupidity. And they don't understand what's going on today, why are we here today, who the president is. They don't know common factors as we all do. They shield themselves from real world issues and just stick to making their money by coming out with, let's say, Kim Kardashian's makeup line that comes in cheap packaging, which we all know she could have done a better job with, or Khloe Kardashian promoting her jean line, which is great in all it matters because she is trying to achieve the look for everybody to have a jean that fits for them, but at the same time, Kourtney is very uneducated.
So why the hell do we watch a show filled with morons and people without talent anyways? Well, to me, after some research, it turns out that most of the content on the show does come off as pretty interesting, such as the constant arguing between the celebrities or just watching them waste money and living the lavish lifestyle. Because we love to imagine what it's like to be filthy rich like they are. Now, speaking of family arguments, whenever I have one with my family, it's usually about something that I did wrong or something important, an actual issue. But when they argue, it's usually about jealousy, money, or like technology or gossip, stuff like that. So people like to see these things happen on television because, come on, we all love to judge people, and they're just so plain stupid that we feel better than them when we watch them. Additionally, the celeb show does contain a lot of things that are pretty uncommon, let's say. I remember that one episode where the three Kardashian daughters bought their mom a monkey just to keep her company because she missed them. And also the other episode where Kim Kardashian went on a plane to Paris just to eat her favorite cake there. Now, that is just plain outrageous for commoners like me and you. Also, I would like to talk about the clothes that the Kardashians wear and the makeup and the plastic surgeries that they do to create the image that they present right now. They could wear the simplest clothes like pajamas or just a hoodie, and paparazzis would follow them everywhere they go, and they could make it seem like they're wearing very high-end luxurious outfits. So I found that really interesting, and because they wear these things on the show, the people who watch the show, the audience, they become influenced by these trends, and they want to imitate these outfits because they think, oh, if the paparazzi thinks it's fashion, then it must be what's hot right now. So I think the reality show really played a heavy influence on fashion trends and just some actions, because one of the Kardashians, Kylie Jenner, went through a lot of change during her career. I would say she went through plastic surgery on her face and her body. She's changed her nose completely, her face shape. She got lip injections, and I mean, honestly, as a guy, I would say that she turned out better. And if I were the audience and I knew about all of these things, then I would think, if I went through all of those surgery things, if I got those lip injections, then maybe I would look better too. And Kylie Jenner is only 20 years old. People that are 20 years old are usually in college and they're not making a lot of money, but she's making like $1 million a day. So these things really could play an influence on how the audience thinks about these actions like surgery or acting and just being a celebrity. So when we ask ourselves the question, why do we watch the Kardashians anyways? I think it's pretty self-evident that we simply love the chaos and the drama that is presented in most of the popular shows today.
It shows a lot about our society because it tells us that in order for us to become famous, successful, have a lot of money, we basically need to go out and find someone that's famous that will have a relationship with us. And with that in mind, it gives society the wrong image because people start acting like someone they're not. And I think the saddest part is that we all have had our fair share of following a trend. I myself has followed a trend. I'm following the off-the-shoulder trend right now. But it's trends. Everybody follows them. No harm done. But I think the harm is done when full body transformations kick in and people start wanting to dress like them in all ways possible, wanting to talk like them, wanting to get their hair done like them, wanting to spend their money getting plastic surgery just to achieve the same look of their body. So I think us as a society need to reevaluate our life choices and really come to terms with, is that the life that I want to live? Is that the life that is worth living?
So in conclusion, in order to live a lavish lifestyle like the Kardashians, it comes with the price of losing yourself in the process.